Hello, everybody, and we're back again. It's Matt here, still with Jim. He's still hanging around. I can't get rid of him. But he's got so much Beatles. He's got so much Beatles stuff. I mean, we could be here a week talking about the Beatles and showing all the cool stuff he has.
There's so much more. So much more. Man.
Oh my goodness! And he was telling me some of the things, and I don't want to give them away now. But I promise that someday he will be back here, or perhaps I will go mobile down to his location where he has a ton of cool Beatles stuff to show you. One of a kind, exclusive collectibles.
We can broadcast live from the Beatles room.
We can do it live from the Beatles room. How's that? We'll do a live stream. That would be fun. Okay, for this third video, folks, we have to do something very special in honor of John Lennon and what just passed a couple of days ago, his 80th birthday celebration. And so we wanted to have a special all John video related to everything John, exclusive, one of a kind. And wait till you see some of this stuff, folks. It's going to blow your mind. The stuff Jim has brought and shared with me today in my Beatles room, John Lennon exclusives. And let's start. So we're going to start with some of the smaller things first and work our way up to the big finale. So Jim, what in the world is this thing?
Well, what in the world is that? It's I'm sure all the Beatles fans know who Bob Wooler was. He was the Cavern DJ. He was a big supporter of the Beatles back in the 60s. He passed away in 2002. That is from his archives. That's an actual John Lennon bio sheet from 1962 that Bob Wooler would pass out to the local music papers and the local newspapers in order to promote the Beatles. But that came from his, it gives you John Lennon's birthday, his height, his weight, his favorite food, his favorite actors, his favorite type of music, his ambitions, to be rich. That was his ambition, to be rich.
I'm going to do different angles, folks. I want you to see this. Wow, 1962 bio sheet of John Lennon.
It's in pretty good shape, too.
Yeah, it's in great shape. And amazing that Bob Wooler was the man who held on to this and had it.
Yep.
That's fantastic. And they had one for every Beatle, I assume.
Yeah, they did. But I wanted the Lennon stuff.
All right, sticking with the paper goods theme, folks. You might be saying, what's so great about that, Matt? It's just a plain white piece of paper. Well, no. It's a little more than that. And I'm going to show you the heading here on it.
That's bag one paper. That's John Lennon's actual letterhead. That's his actual paper. His note paper.
You can see the image of John and Yoko right here.
From 1969 to around 1971.
Look at that, folks.
All of his correspondence was on that paper.
John Lennon's personal note paper, correspondence paper, a piece of it right here. I was going to say a slice of it. A slice of John Lennon's paper. No. Great collectible. Look at that.
Too, yeah, that's cool too.
Very nice. Awesome stuff here. Okay, folks, as you know, in the later 60s, John lived here. You all are very familiar with this place. This was the place, I believe, for the Beatles' final photo session in the Hey Jude cover was shot on this estate.
No, it was at Tittenhurst.
Oh, at Tittenhurst. Okay.
John and Yoko moved in there.
I apologize. I'm off on that.
John lived there with Cynthia and Julian from 1964 to 1968.
So this is John's Kenwood home. I'm sorry.
Right.
My bad, folks.
That's where he lived during
Tittenhurst was where the final photos were taken.
Right, and they moved out of there in 71.
Oh, okay. Here, this is Kenwood. I'm off, folks.
That's okay.
Here's the expert
You're
right
allowed,
here.
You're allowed.
There's a beautiful picture of that estate where John and Cynthia and Julian lived.
There's a picture of Lennon from 1965.
And we have some very cool stuff from this location. Now this, you're going to say, what in the world is that, Matt? And I'm going to show you both sides. First, I'll show you the back of it.
You got it? There you go.
Check it out. And Jim, as I turn it around, what in the world am I holding here?
That is a Davenport china plate from 1850 that belonged to John Lennon. They bought he and Cynthia when they moved finally moved into Kenwood. They got that from Harrods it was an 18-piece dinner set. And that is actually owned and used by John Lennon while living at Kenwood.
John Lennon ate his meals on this plate, folks.
And that plate's heavy too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very sturdy. Well, not sturdy enough that I want to try dropping it. Like, what was that stuff made in the 70s? That Chinette or something?
Plastic stuff, yeah.
You can drop it and it won't break. I don't think this is that stuff, so I'm not going to take it. And as you see, I'm wearing my Beatles protective gloves here to make sure no fingerprints or scum get on the plate. So, wow, that's very cool. Actual plate from John Lennon.
Yep.
Ooh, Look at that, folks.
That's in good shape,
Beautiful,
too.
beautiful. This item is very unique and very cool. Look at this thing. I mean, this is, I'm going to hold it kind of on an angle so you can see all the detail on this. Look at this thing. There's the back.
That's a tiki
Jim,
figure.
what is this?
That is a tiki figure.
A tiki
Matt,
figure.
Yes. That was from John Lennon's house in Kenwood. And the plate and the tiki figure, and I have some other things at the Beatles room at home. These came from Ken and Margaret Brunt. They were haulage contractors for the Beatles from 67 to 1970.
Right.
And all these things were given to them by John Lennon himself. And she has put them up for sale. And you're looking at one.
Oh my goodness. Piece of artwork from John's estate, folks.
You know, we did a benefit show and we brought some Lennon stuff a few years ago
Yeah.
where we live. And there was a guy that came to the show and it was time for us to leave. So we were putting, Lennon's shirt away and all this stuff. And the guy came in and he was disappointed. And this was the only piece that was still in the case. So while Donna and I, with my wife, were packing all this stuff away,
Yeah.
I said to him, "You want to hold on to the tiki figure?" So he was holding it like a newborn baby.
Oh, like this?
And his wife, and he kept saying, "I can't believe I'm holding something that John Lennon held and owned." And his wife took a picture of him, and then I said, "Listen, he's been holding it for about 10 minutes."
Yeah.
I said, "We have to pack it up. It's time to go."
Time to go.
So I took it and we put it back. He came over and gave me a hug.
Fighting you for it?
No. He came over and gave me a hug and said, "Thank you very much. That was one of the nicest things everybody." He got off on it. And,
Wow, he must have been thrilled, huh?
but I get that kind of reception all the time. People
Very cool.
always.
Well, I'm just in awe being able to be near these items,
That's
hold
cool,
them,
isn't it?
and hear you talk about them.
That you're holding something that John Lennon was in his house and he actually held and touched.
Yeah, that's amazing. Folks, I hope you're enjoying this. This is one-of-a-kind Beatles collectibles, for sure. You can't beat it. Oh, man, that's amazing. Okay, now you're going to say, what are happening in these photos? Well, we have a picture of John. I know that's on the set of A Hard Day's Night,
Yep.
getting fake sweat blown onto him there.
That man in the photograph with Lennon is John O'Gorman. Of course, he has since passed away, but he was the head makeup artist on A Hard Day's Night.
Right.
And he was there. Like I said, he did all the makeup, and he's putting fake sweat. That's in March of 1964. It was just before they filmed the concert sequence at the end of A Hard Day's Night.
Wow.
At the end of the film.
And that's going to weigh significant in the big item we're going to show you related to this. So hang on. And then what's this one?
That's John Lennon having his hair cut by Betty Glasgow. She was the hairdresser for Hard Day's Night and Help.
Wow. Okay, so there's John getting his hair cut, getting some sweat put on him here, and getting his hair cut here. And then we have something very special to show you, folks.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll, please. Certificate of authenticity in my hand.
There's a lot of paperwork.
Present, a lot of paperwork with all
Yes.
this
Oh,
Beatles
yeah.
stuff. And here's the actual item, folks. Jim, what am I holding for the viewers?
You are holding a few strands of hair that was swept up in March of 1964 by John O'Gorman as Betty Glasgow was cutting John Lennon's hair. And actually, he swept up all the hair on one of the trimmings, and he kept it all, and he gave it to some friends of his, a husband and wife who had two small children. They were big Beatles fans, and he gave them the hair for their anniversary. And they have kept all the hair, and they had sold it to a dealer, and now the dealer has been selling the hair worldwide.
There it is, folks. Strands of John Lennon's hair.
From 1964. Wow. That's cool.
Beautifully displayed, too. Again, one more close-up.
You know, a couple of years ago, from the same lot, hair from John, hair from Paul, hair from George, and hair from Ringo from the same lot like this,
right,
sold at auction for over $10,000, all four.
Wow,
yeah.
Amazing.
Imagine that.
Oh, my goodness. That's amazing. Wow. Piece of John Lennon's hair, folks.
A piece of John Lennon, period.
Yeah, there you go. That's great. Awesome, awesome stuff. Oh, man. Okay, folks, now we have something really special to show you. And should we do the lifting here,
Do you want to do that? Or can you turn your camera down?
All right, let me try to turn the camera down here
Want
for
to
the
show the
folks.
picture first, then, Matt?
Yeah, let me do that first. Okay. Tell the folks what this is and what we're about to show.
Well, that's early 1967. That's John Lennon and Aunt Mimi and little Julian getting off in England, getting off a ferry. Now, if you see the pants that John Lennon's wearing in that picture from 1967, okay, Matt, go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay, folks, I don't edit or anything, so...
Can you see it? You want to put the light on? Bigger light?
Yeah, I'm going to go get the other light.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Voila! John Lennon's khaki corduroy bell-bottom pants from Sotheby's auction. And these are from circa 1966, 1967, with a 30-inch waist. And he gave these and a lot of other things to his housekeeper, Dorothy Jarlett, who worked at Kenwood from 1964 to 1968. Some of the things like the rubber sole jacket from 65.
Right.
She gave that, Lennon gave that to her, and she had sold it, and now the Hard Rock Cafe has that. A lot of the stuff that Lennon gave to Dot Jarlett, she passed away a few years ago. She was 92. But these are actual pants that were owned and worn by John Lennon. Size 30 waist.
You know what? And I think I've seen other pictures of him wearing these pants, too, from that period of 67.
Yep.
There they are, folks.
That is cool, though.
John Lennon's corduroy pants. Wow. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And again, we have ultimate special effects here on the Matthew Street channel. So, we move the camera around manually and stuff. We don't we don't spare any expense here, but you saw the pants, and here they are, folks. These actual pants. Amazing, amazing stuff. I mean, this has to blow you away, right? When you have something like this, Jim, a collectible of this nature. I mean, it's just
I've had these on display, and people cry. And
tell some story. Like, you're sitting in your room, right? And people come in.
We've had some people. We've done a show, and I know the last time that I was here.
Come on in with me.
Sure. The last time I was here, remember I brought John Lennon's shirt and Paul McCartney's shirt.
Yeah.
And we did a big show in Boston, and there were thousands of people. And some guy comes over afterwards, and he says to me, "Listen, you're going to think this is crazy." I said, "What is it?" He said, "Is it okay if I hug the mannequin?" And I said, he says, "Do you think that's crazy?" I said, "Oh, I understand." So he walks over and he hugs the mannequin that had John Lennon's shirt on it. Yeah. And then he went over to the mannequin that had George Harrison's shirt, which I do have, but it's in the exhibit. Excuse me. When we get it back, we'll bring it over to show it to you.
Absolutely.
And the guy's hugging both of them. And then he comes over and he hugs me and says, "Bless you for letting me do that." He says, "You don't think I'm crazy?" I said, "Oh, I understand it."
Amazing.
But there's been people at some of the shows who will come over and they want to take pictures of it. They want to stand next to it and have their picture taken. And we've had some kids, some really nice kids who are big Beatle fans. I mean, really big Beatle fans. And, after the people start to go away, I say to them, they're hanging around still. And I say, "Do you want to touch the pants really quick?" And of course they go, "Can I do that?" And I say, "Sure you can." So they'll go over and they'll just touch the pants like this. Yeah. And then they come over and they give you a big hug.
Yeah.
And some of them had tears in their eyes.
Yeah. Well, it's just a piece of history and just something that just touches people. To have that opportunity to be so close to something that was...
This is as close as some people are going to get to John Lennon.
Right, exactly. Amazing. So, folks, what can you say? What a great grouping of items to celebrate John. I mean, it's so unique, so special, so one of a kind. And Jim, I can't thank you enough for taking the time and effort to bring all this stuff over here today. It's been
There's a lot more where this came from.
Yeah, and I just can't wait till we can show you more things, folks. So please comment, say hello to Jim in the comments. He reads them and he'll check them out and respond to you, as I will. And let's talk about some of these cool things we've seen in the last 3 videos and what you think of it all. So, Jim, thanks again. I really appreciate being here.
No problem, sir, anytime.
Just out of curiosity, before we close, one quick last minute, any special, people like to know, any special favorite solo Beatles albums from all 4 solo Beatles? You have favorites?
McCartney, Band on the Run, McCartney, Lennon, it's got to be Imagine. Walls and Bridges.
Yeah.
Ringo, it's Ringo. And George, All Things Must Pass, without a doubt.
Those are your favorites of the
Fantastic
solo?
stuff.
How about Beatle albums? Do you have any special era of the Beatles?
The one, I love the early stuff.
Yeah.
And that changed me, because as a little kid growing up in the 60s, I was born in the 50s, that's how old I am.
Right, yeah.
I grew up listening to Ricky Nelson and the Beach Boys, and for all the older people, Leslie Gore and Bobby Vinton, and then all of a sudden, 1964, January, I Want to Hold Your Hand on WPRO and WBZ in Boston.
Right.
And you're what the heck is this? And then, of course, everybody watched Ed Sullivan.
Yeah.
Everybody watched Ed Sullivan. And that night, February 9th, 1964, close to 74 million people watched that show. And that night, that was the highest rated television show of all time. And after February 9th, 1964, nothing has ever been the same again.
Yeah. No, you're
Nothing
exactly
has
right.
ever been the same.
So it's cool to hear that you were an early Beatles
Oh
guy.
yeah, and I still am.
Yeah.
Drive my wife crazy. But
Yeah.
we've been all over the country, Canada. We've been on Russian television, Japanese television, Chinese television, and people just want to know about
That's
this.
amazing. Yeah, and I appreciate you being on Matt Street Television.
Oh, you betcha. It's the best.
This means a lot to me. It's a lot
Never
of fun.
mind PBS, I'd rather be here.
Yeah, PBS. It's like PBS, and it's free. And folks, please comment, say hi to Jim. Let us know what you think of these items, and we'll do our best to bring some more to you in the future.
Listen, when we get when our exhibit's over in a few months, I'll bring George Harrison's shirt, George Harrison's guitar case,
Yeah.
Ringo's used drumsticks,
Wow.
one of Ringo's used cymbals,
Yeah.
a bunch of autographs, a bunch of the bed sheet swatches
Oh, the Beatle bed sheets.
from the
Yeah,
1964 American tour, some soda bottles that they drank out of the house that they stayed in when they played the Hollywood
What kind of
Bowl.
soda was it?
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. No whiskey bottles. It was. I got that from some of the people on the cleanup crew.
Yeah, yeah.
And we have Stuart Sutcliffe drawings.
Wow.
Original artwork from Stuart
Awesome.
Sutcliffe from
This will be great.
1959.
So, folks, you got a lot to look forward
Lot
to,
more
so
stuff.
come on back.
A lot more stuff.
Thanks again, everyone. Bless you all. Bye-bye. Take care.